Imagine a world where every conversation you have brings clarity, trust, and understanding. Imagine building stronger friendships, better relationships, and even opening doors to success just by speaking and listening the right way. Most people struggle to express themselves. They misunderstand, misinterpret, or fail to connect. But the truth is, communication is an art, and it can be mastered. In this audiobook, you will learn the secrets to effective communication. You will discover how to express your ideas clearly, listen with empathy, and connect deeply with people. By the end of this journey, you will not only speak better, but also create meaningful relationships and achieve greater success. So stay focused and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep learning with every chapter. Let's dive in and explore the art of communication. Chapter 1. The foundation of effective communication. Communication is everywhere. Every day, you speak, listen, write, and react. Every moment involves communication. Yet most people struggle. They say the wrong words. They misunderstand others. They feel frustrated. They see their relationships weaken. They watch opportunities slip away. Effective communication is the key to solving these problems. It is the foundation of strong relationships, personal success, and professional growth. The first step in effective communication is understanding yourself. How do you express your feelings? How do you respond to others? How do you handle frustration or disagreement? Self-awareness is critical. When you understand your emotions and your triggers, you can control your words. You can control your tone. You can choose to react wisely instead of impulsively. Many people react without thinking. When they feel angry or nervous, they say whatever comes to mind. This often causes misunderstandings. People may get hurt. Problems may escalate. To avoid this, take a moment before you speak. Pause. Breathe. Think. Consider your message. Consider the effect it may have. This small habit changes conversations. It transforms conflict into understanding. Listening is as important as speaking. Many people listen only to respond. They wait for their turn to speak. They do not hear the other person. True listening requires focus. True listening requires patience. True listening requires empathy. When you listen carefully, you understand not only the words but the meaning behind them. You understand the emotions. You understand the needs. This makes your response relevant and meaningful. Empathy is a key part of communication. Empathy means seeing things from the other person's perspective. Empathy does not mean agreeing with them. It does not mean giving up your opinion. It means understanding their feelings, thoughts, and motivations. When you show empathy, people feel heard. They feel respected. They are more likely to listen to you in return. Clarity is another essential skill. Clear communication is simple communication. Avoid complex words when simple words work. Avoid long sentences that confuse. Focus on one main idea at a time. Clarity makes your message easy to understand. It reduces misunderstandings. It builds trust. People are more likely to pay attention to your words when they are clear and concise. Tone matters just as much as words. The same sentence can mean very different things depending on tone. A calm tone can reassure. A harsh tone can offend. A neutral tone can confuse. You can practice controlling tone by recording yourself or practicing in front of a mirror. Listening to your own voice helps you notice habits like rushing, mumbling, or speaking too loudly. Small adjustments improve how others perceive you. Body language communicates as much as words. People notice posture, gestures, and facial expressions. Standing tall shows confidence. Making eye contact builds connection. Smiling can ease tension. Moving with purpose shows focus. Avoid fidgeting, crossing arms, or turning away, as these actions may signal discomfort or disinterest. Consistent body language strengthens your message. Effective communication also requires understanding your audience. Who are you speaking to? What do they value? What do they expect from you? Tailor your words to their needs. Use examples they can relate to. Speak in a way that respects their perspective. People respond better when they feel your message is relevant to them. Questions are powerful tools. Asking questions shows interest. It shows curiosity. It encourages dialogue. Open-ended questions invite conversation. How did that make you feel? Or what do you think about this? These questions create engagement. They transform one-way speech into two-way dialogue. Feedback is an important part of learning to communicate effectively. Ask for it from people you trust. Listen to their observations. Notice patterns. Notice habits that may confuse or annoy others. Accept feedback without defensiveness. Reflect and adjust. Feedback is a tool for growth, not criticism. Conflict is inevitable. People will disagree. Opinions will clash. Tensions will rise. Effective communication does not mean avoiding conflict. It means handling it wisely. Stay calm. Listen. Respond with clarity. Avoid blame. Focus on solving the problem, not winning the argument. Conflict handled well strengthens relationships. Conflict handled poorly weakens them. Emotional control is critical. Emotions influence communication. Anger, frustration, and fear can lead to rash words. Anxiety can make you quiet or stutter. Self-control allows you to express yourself thoughtfully. Practice techniques like deep breathing, pausing before speaking, and reframing thoughts. These methods give you power over your emotions. Stories and examples make communication memorable. People remember stories better than facts. Use short anecdotes to illustrate points. Relate ideas to real-life experiences. This creates emotional impact and makes your message relatable. Consistency matters. Your words, tone, and actions should match. Mixed signals confuse people. They may not trust what you say if it conflicts with your behavior. Being consistent builds credibility. It builds trust. People will listen because they believe in your authenticity. Effective communication is also about timing. Knowing when to speak and when to listen is essential. Interrupting can damage rapport. Waiting too long may lose relevance. Observe the conversation. Choose moments to express yourself thoughtfully. Timing enhances impact. Patience is a skill in communication. People need time to process words. They need time to respond. Rushing conversations may lead to misunderstandings. Allow space for reflection. Give time for dialogue. Patience improves understanding. Adapting to different situations strengthens communication. You may speak differently with friends than with a teacher, or a manager than a colleague. Adjust language, tone, and examples according to context. Flexibility ensures your message is received positively. Confidence in communication grows through practice. Speak regularly. Engage in conversations. Participate in discussions. Express ideas in different settings. Practice helps reduce nervousness. It builds a sense of control. The more you communicate, the more natural it becomes. Active listening, empathy, clarity, tone, body language, audience awareness, timing, patience, and adaptability together form the foundation of effective communication. These skills reinforce each other. Each conversation is an opportunity to strengthen them. Every interaction teaches lessons. Observe reactions. Notice which words inspire, which words confuse. Learn from successes and mistakes. Reflection is key. Think about conversations afterward. What worked? What could improve? Learning never stops. Remember that effective communication is not about speaking perfectly. It is not about impressing others. It is about connection. It is about understanding. It is about influence. Your goal is to create clarity, trust, and engagement. When you speak effectively, people are more likely to understand you. They are more likely to respect you. They are more likely to respond positively. Communication is a lifelong skill. It develops over time. Small efforts each day lead to significant improvement. Practice, reflection, and conscious effort create growth. You can improve steadily, chapter by chapter, conversation by conversation. By focusing on these principles, you lay a strong foundation. You build confidence in your voice. You build trust in your relationships. You open doors to opportunities. Every word, every pause, every gesture matters. Effective communication transforms lives, relationships, and success. Chapter 2. The power of listening. Listening is one of the most powerful skills in communication. Most people think speaking is the most important. They focus on what they will say next. They interrupt. They rush. They miss the real message. But listening is the key to connection. Listening is the key to understanding. Listening is the key to influence. True listening is more than hearing words. It is noticing tone, emotion, and intention. When you listen carefully, you understand the meaning behind words. You understand the feelings behind the sentences. You understand the needs behind the requests. Many problems in communication arise because people fail to listen. Active listening requires attention. It means focusing entirely on the speaker. Avoid distractions. Put away phones. Stop thinking about what you will say next. Just listen. Pay attention to their words. Pay attention to their tone. Pay attention to their body language. Every detail matters. Empathy is part of listening. To listen well, you need to imagine how the other person feels. What are they thinking? Why do they feel this way? Empathy helps you respond thoughtfully. It prevents misunderstandings. It creates trust. When people feel understood, they are more open to conversation. Patience is required in listening. Some people speak slowly. Some take time to find the right words. Some repeat points. Patience allows them to express themselves fully. Interrupting or finishing their sentences breaks connection. Waiting shows respect. Waiting allows clarity. Questions enhance listening. Asking questions shows interest. It shows curiosity. It invites elaboration. Open-ended questions, like "Can you tell me more?" or "How did that feel?" create dialogue. They deepen understanding. They show that you value the speaker. Listening without judgment is essential. People often speak defensively because they fear criticism. When you listen without judging, you create a safe space. They can share thoughts honestly. They can reveal feelings openly. Judgment blocks communication. Non-judgment invites honesty. Body language supports listening. Nodding, leaning slightly forward, maintaining eye contact, and facing the speaker show attention. Fidgeting, looking away, or crossing arms can signal disinterest. Your posture communicates even when you are silent. Listening also helps you respond better. When you fully understand the other person, your reply is relevant. Your reply addresses concerns. Your reply builds connection. Without listening, replies are shallow. They may miss the point. They may frustrate the speaker. Sometimes listening means holding back your own opinion. You may disagree. You may see a mistake. You may want to correct. But the first priority is understanding. Once you understand, then you can respond. Immediate correction may seem like interruption. Careful timing allows your input to be accepted. Emotional control is part of listening. Some topics may trigger anger or frustration. Deep breathing, focusing on words instead of tone, and taking mental notes help you stay calm. Reacting impulsively shuts down communication. Staying calm allows clarity and respect to remain. Listening teaches patience in conversation. Some people need repetition. Some people need encouragement. Some people need guidance. Patience allows them to express fully. Listening patiently creates a foundation for effective responses. Listening builds trust. When people feel heard, they trust the listener. Trust is essential for personal and professional relationships. Trust leads to cooperation. Trust leads to honesty. Trust leads to influence. Without listening, trust weakens. Listening also improves your own understanding. When you listen well, you gain new knowledge. You see perspectives you may not have considered. You learn different ways of thinking. You gain insight into feelings and motivation. Effective listeners notice patterns. They notice repeated phrases, tones, or expressions. They notice underlying concerns. These observations allow proactive responses. You do not just react. You understand. You anticipate. You guide. Listening is an act of respect. By giving attention, you show the speaker that they matter. Respect encourages reciprocity. People are more likely to listen to you if you first listen to them. Communication becomes mutual, not one-sided. Listening allows connection. Conversation is more than exchanging words. It is about sharing understanding, sharing ideas, sharing feelings. Listening creates shared space. Speaking alone does not create connection. Listening creates connection. Active listening also means reflecting what you hear. Paraphrase or summarize to ensure understanding. So what you mean is, or, it sounds like you feel, confirms accuracy. Reflection prevents misunderstandings. Reflection reassures the speaker. It shows you are engaged. Listening is essential during conflict. People often speak to defend. They speak to attack. They speak to prove a point. Listening during conflict allows you to see the true issue. It reveals emotions behind words. It prevents escalation. Listening transforms conflict into dialogue. Even in group settings, listening is crucial. In meetings, classrooms, or social gatherings, observing and understanding what is said allows you to contribute meaningfully. You respond to ideas, not assumptions. You connect with people, not interruptions. Listening improves decision-making. The more information you gather through attentive listening, the better your decisions. You consider facts, opinions, and emotions. You make choices that reflect understanding, not assumption. Listening also encourages humility. You learn that your perspective is not the only one. Others have thoughts, feelings, and experiences you may not know. Humility opens your mind. It fosters growth. It strengthens relationships. Daily practice of listening creates habit. Focus on each conversation. Ask yourself, did I really listen? Did I understand fully? Did I respond appropriately? Reflection strengthens skill. Small improvements accumulate over time. Listening requires self-control. Avoid interrupting. Avoid thinking about your response while the other person speaks. Avoid distractions. Phones, noise, and wandering thoughts reduce effectiveness. Full attention is essential. When you listen actively, you also gain respect. People notice when you care about their words. They notice when you value their input. They respond positively. Relationships deepen. Cooperation increases. Listening is also a tool for leadership. Leaders who listen inspire trust. They gather insight. They understand team dynamics. They address concerns effectively. Listening builds authority without force. Listening strengthens problem-solving. By hearing multiple perspectives, you find solutions that address needs. By understanding emotions, you create solutions that satisfy people. By listening carefully, problems are solved faster and more effectively. Listening improves empathy. You notice emotions, fears, hopes, and desires. You respond with understanding instead of judgment. You build connections that go beyond words. Listening also reduces conflict. Misunderstandings often arise from poor listening. Clarifying, asking questions, and reflecting prevent unnecessary disputes. You prevent escalation. You create harmony. Listening is not passive. It is active work. It requires focus, patience, awareness, and engagement. It is challenging in our fast-paced world. It is essential for meaningful connection. The benefits of listening extend to personal growth. You learn new ideas. You gain knowledge. You see different perspectives. You challenge assumptions. You refine your thinking. Listening enhances every conversation. You notice subtleties, you respond thoughtfully, you create understanding, you influence without force. Effective communication relies on listening. Speaking without listening is empty. Listening allows words to carry meaning. Listening ensures your ideas are relevant. Listening builds bridges. Listening creates relationships. Practice listening in every conversation. Start with one person. Focus fully. Observe, reflect, respond. Thoughtfully. Gradually, listening becomes natural. Gradually, it strengthens communication skills. By mastering listening, you gain insight, empathy, respect, and influence. You become a communicator who understands. You become a person others want to interact with. You gain trust. You gain connection. You gain success. Listening is the silent skill behind effective communication. It may not be flashy, but it is powerful. It is the foundation for strong relationships, professional growth, and personal fulfillment. Chapter 3: Speaking with Confidence. Speaking with confidence is more than just talking loudly. Confidence comes from clarity, preparation, and self-awareness. Confident speakers connect with others. They influence. They inspire. Many people struggle with speaking because they doubt themselves. They fear judgment. They fear mistakes. They think their words do not matter. But confidence can be learned. Confidence grows with practice. Confidence begins with understanding yourself. The first step is knowing your message. What do you want to say? Why is it important? Who is your audience? When you understand these things, your words become purposeful. Purpose gives strength to your speech. Without purpose, words may feel empty. People notice when you speak with intention. They respond positively. Preparation is essential. Even short conversations benefit from mental preparation. Think about key points you want to communicate. Consider examples or stories to illustrate your ideas. Rehearse difficult sentences in your mind. Preparation reduces anxiety. It allows you to speak clearly, even in stressful situations. Body language supports confidence. Stand tall. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Maintain eye contact. Move naturally, not nervously. Gestures can emphasize points. Avoid fidgeting or closed-off postures. Your body communicates confidence even before your words do. People respond to how you carry yourself as much as what you say. Tone of voice is crucial. Speak clearly and steadily. Avoid rushing through words. Speak at a moderate pace. Vary your tone to emphasize important ideas. A flat tone may sound uninterested. A varied tone shows engagement. Confidence is reflected in controlled, deliberate speech. Pausing is a powerful tool. Pauses give your audience time to absorb your words. Pauses allow you to think before continuing. Pauses prevent filler words like or like. They create presence. They demonstrate control. Effective pauses enhance confidence. Practice builds confidence. Speak often. Start with small groups or one-on-one conversations. Gradually expand to larger audiences. Every successful interaction reinforces your abilities. Mistakes are part of learning. Each mistake is feedback. Each correction strengthens skill. Self-awareness is important. Notice nervous habits. Notice words or phrases you overuse. Notice your tone and pace. Adjust gradually. Awareness allows improvement. Awareness reduces self-doubt. Awareness creates natural confidence. Visualizing success can help. Imagine speaking clearly. Imagine people listening attentively. Imagine your ideas being understood. Visualization prepares your mind. It reduces anxiety. It strengthens focus. Confidence grows in the mind first, then in action. Confidence is also linked to knowledge. When you know your topic, speaking is easier. People respect expertise. They trust informed opinions. Continuous learning increases your confidence. Knowledge reduces uncertainty. Knowledge supports clear expression. Listening enhances speaking. A confident speaker listens to cues from the audience. They notice body language. They notice facial expressions. They adjust tone or pace accordingly. Listening makes speaking interactive. It makes the audience feel heard. Clarity of words reinforces confidence. Avoid unnecessary jargon. Avoid complicated sentences. Use simple, precise language. Simplicity demonstrates understanding. It reduces confusion. It increases impact. People trust speakers who are clear. Confidence requires managing fear. Fear of judgment or failure is common. Recognize fear without letting it control you. Take deep breaths. Focus on your message. Take one step at a time. Fear diminishes when action replaces worry. Practice also includes controlling nervous energy. Some people speak too quickly. Some speak too softly. Some repeat words. Controlled breathing and awareness of posture help regulate energy. Confidence shows in composed speech. Storytelling is a tool for confident speaking. Stories make messages relatable. They capture attention. They create emotional connection. A confident speaker uses stories to illustrate ideas. They do not need long or complex tales. Short, clear stories are effective. Confidence includes being comfortable with silence. Pauses do not indicate weakness. Pauses give emphasis. Pauses allow thought. Pauses enhance credibility. Many speakers rush to fill silence. Confidence allows stillness in conversation. Body and facial expressions add meaning. Smile when appropriate. Use gestures to highlight points. Make natural eye contact. Expressions complement words. People respond to authenticity. Confidence is reflected in congruent expressions. Confidence grows when you take small risks. Speak in new settings. Share ideas with unfamiliar people. Accept feedback. Adjust. Gradually, comfort increases. Each success reinforces courage. Each challenge strengthens skill. Effective speakers manage interruptions gracefully. Interruptions may occur in conversations or meetings. Handle them calmly. Listen first, then respond. Maintaining composure shows mastery. It maintains authority. Confidence requires humility. It is not arrogance. Confidence is knowing your worth without belittling others. It is speaking firmly while remaining respectful. It is expressing ideas without dismissing other perspectives. Humility strengthens credibility. Adaptability enhances confidence. Adjust language, tone, or approach based on audience. Some people respond to facts. Some respond to emotion. Some respond to humor. Flexibility improves connection. Connection reinforces confidence. Confidence also relies on preparation for difficult conversations. Anticipate questions or objections. Prepare responses calmly. Practice empathy in your replies. Difficult conversations become opportunities to demonstrate competence. Self-reflection strengthens confidence. After conversations, evaluate performance. What worked? What can improve? Celebrate successes. Learn from mistakes. Growth reinforces self-assurance. Confidence inspires others. People follow those who speak with clarity and conviction. They respect those who listen while speaking firmly. Confidence builds influence naturally. It attracts trust. It encourages cooperation. Even small improvements matter. Practice speaking clearly at home. Practice explaining ideas to friends. Practice sharing opinions politely. Each step adds confidence. Each step develops skill. Confidence includes accepting imperfection. You may stumble, you may forget a word, you may feel nervous. Accept these moments. They are natural. They do not define your ability. Respond calmly. Continue with composure, preparation, knowledge, body language, tone. Pauses, awareness, practice, storytelling, humility, adaptability, and reflection together build confident communication. They reinforce each other. They form a foundation for strong, persuasive, and authentic speech. Confidence is not about dominance. It is about presence. It is about clarity. It is about connection. A confident speaker communicates effectively, influences positively, and inspires respect. By focusing on confidence, you enhance every interaction. Conversations become purposeful, discussions become meaningful, meetings become productive, relationships strengthen, opportunities increase. Confidence transforms communication from ordinary to impactful. Confidence is a habit. Confidence is a skill. Confidences can be developed, step by step, conversation by conversation. Speaking with confidence is a lifelong journey. Every word matters. Every pause matters. Every gesture matters. Every conversation is a chance to grow. By practicing daily, applying these principles, and reflecting on progress, anyone can become a confident communicator. You can influence. You can connect. You can succeed. Chapter 4: Building Trust Through Communication. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. Without trust, communication falls apart. People may hear your words, but they will not believe you. They will not follow you. They will not respect you. Building trust is not about telling people what they want to hear. It is about consistency, honesty, and integrity in every word and action. The first step in building trust is honesty. Speak the truth, even when it is difficult. Avoid exaggeration or deceit. People can sense dishonesty. Even small lies damage credibility. Truthful communication creates reliability. It signals to others that your words are dependable. Consistency is equally important. Your words should match your actions. Saying one thing and doing another creates confusion. It breaks trust. People need to know they can rely on your behavior. Predictable, consistent actions strengthen trust. Respect builds trust. Treat people with respect, even when you disagree. A respectful tone shows that you value the other person. Avoid insults, sarcasm, or dismissive comments. Respect signals that your communication is genuine. Listening reinforces trust. When you listen carefully, people feel understood. They feel valued. Listening without judgment builds a safe space for open communication. People are more likely to trust those who truly hear them. Empathy deepens trust. Understanding others' perspectives, emotions, and challenges demonstrates care. When you show empathy, you create connection. People trust those who recognize their feelings and needs. Transparency also strengthens trust. Be clear about your intentions. Share relevant information openly. Do not hide motives or manipulate conversations. Transparency reduces suspicion. It encourages cooperation. Reliability is key. Follow through on promises, meet deadlines, honor commitments. When people see that your words are backed by action, trust grows. Unreliable behavior erodes confidence. Reliability signals responsibility. Communication style affects trust. Calm, clear, and measured speech creates credibility. Avoid impulsive reactions. Avoid harsh or aggressive tones. Avoid inconsistent messaging. Clear and controlled communication signals stability. Vulnerability builds trust. Sharing thoughts, feelings, or challenges appropriately shows authenticity. Vulnerability signals honesty. It encourages others to open up. People connect more deeply when they sense genuine human emotion. Trust develops gradually. It cannot be forced or rushed. Every conversation is a step. Every interaction is an opportunity to reinforce reliability. Consistent honesty, respect, and empathy create a strong foundation over time. Confidentiality is essential. People trust those who respect privacy. Do not share personal information without permission. Protect sensitive conversations. Upholding confidentiality shows integrity. Trust is reinforced in conflict. When disagreements arise, respond with fairness. Avoid blame. Focus on understanding. Handle disputes calmly and respectfully. People notice when conflicts are managed with integrity. Nonverbal communication impacts trust. Eye contact shows attention. Open body language signals honesty. Nodding and gestures of acknowledgement show engagement. Avoid deceptive body language such as fidgeting or avoiding eye contact. Trust grows through consistency in small actions. Simple behaviors like keeping appointments, responding promptly, and being attentive demonstrate reliability. People notice repeated small acts more than grand gestures. Apologizing strengthens trust. Mistakes happen. When you acknowledge errors and take responsibility, trust is restored. A sincere apology demonstrates accountability. Avoid excuses. Focus on learning and correcting behavior. Clarity and transparency reduce misunderstandings. Miscommunication can break trust quickly. Be specific in your words. Provide context. Ensure your audience understands your intent. Clarifying questions help maintain alignment. Active listening signals respect and attentiveness. Paraphrasing what others say confirms understanding. So what you mean is, or it sounds like you are feeling, reassures the speaker. They know they are truly heard. Reliability builds credibility. People follow those whose words align with actions. Actions speak louder than words. Communicate promises carefully. Avoid overcommitment. Deliver consistently. Every fulfilled promise increases trust. Trust requires patience. Not everyone will respond immediately. People may test reliability. People may doubt initially. Continue demonstrating integrity. Gradual persistence builds confidence. Feedback also builds trust. Accept constructive criticism gracefully. Implement improvements. Acknowledging feedback demonstrates humility and commitment to growth. People respect communicators who are open to learning. Conflict management reflects trustworthiness. Handle disagreements with fairness and transparency. Avoid manipulation or dishonesty. Respect differing opinions. Seek resolution, not victory. People trust communicators who act fairly under pressure. Trust encourages collaboration. When people trust you, they cooperate willingly. They share information openly. They support collective goals. Communication becomes smoother. Productivity increases. Relationships deepen. Building trust also involves showing appreciation. Recognize contributions. Validate efforts. Express gratitude for honesty and collaboration. Appreciation reinforces positive behavior. It strengthens bonds. Trust is fragile. It takes time to build, but can be broken quickly. Avoid gossip, deception, and broken promises. Avoid aggressive or dismissive communication. Protect the integrity of your words. Active reflection enhances trust-building skills. Consider past interactions. Identify moments that reinforced or damaged trust. Learn lessons. Apply insights in future conversations. Continuous reflection improves reliability. Trust requires alignment of words, actions, and intentions. People sense inconsistency. Misalignment erodes confidence. Align statements with behaviors consistently. Demonstrate integrity daily. Trust grows when others feel understood and respected. Respond to emotions, not just words. Acknowledge challenges. Offer support. Validate feelings. When people feel respected, trust deepens naturally. Patience, honesty, empathy, consistency, reliability, transparency, accountability, and respect together create trustworthy communication. They reinforce each other. Each interaction strengthens the foundation. Strong communicators use these principles to maintain relationships. They navigate disagreements effectively. They inspire loyalty. They influence without manipulation. They create meaningful connections. Trust builds confidence in communication. When people trust you, they listen. When they listen, your message reaches them effectively. Trust multiplies the impact of your words. Daily practice reinforces trust. Show honesty in small conversations. Listen actively. Respect opinions. Deliver on commitments. Reflect on outcomes. Every day, you reinforce credibility. Every interaction, even brief, strengthens connection. Building trust is not about perfection. It is about intention. It is about consistency. It is about care. Every word, every action, every response is an opportunity to reinforce or erode trust. Effective communication relies on trust. Without it, messages fall flat. With it, influence grows. Relationships flourish. Opportunities expand. Success becomes more achievable. By practicing honesty, clarity, empathy, reliability, and respect, you lay the foundation for strong, lasting relationships. Trust amplifies every word you speak. It shapes every connection. It opens doors to personal and professional growth. When trust is strong, communication flows naturally. Ideas are shared freely. Collaboration becomes effortless. Conflicts are resolved constructively. Relationships thrive. Trust is the invisible force behind every meaningful conversation. Its power is quiet but immense. People follow those they trust. They support those they believe in. They respect those they can rely on. Mastering the art of building trust takes time and effort. Every day, every conversation, every interaction matters. By focusing on trust in your communication, you ensure your words create impact, your relationships grow stronger, and your influence expands. Chapter 5: The Role of Empathy in Communication. Empathy is one of the most important skills in communication. Without empathy, words can feel empty. Without empathy, connections remain shallow. Empathy allows you to understand others' thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. It helps you respond thoughtfully. It helps you build stronger relationships. It helps you influence and inspire. Empathy begins with listening. You cannot understand someone if you do not hear them fully. Listening with attention, patience, and curiosity is essential. When you listen carefully, you notice emotions behind words. You notice concerns that are not spoken aloud. You notice subtle cues in tone, pace, and body language. These details guide your response. Empathy requires perspective. Try to see situations through the other person's eyes. Ask yourself, how do they feel? Why do they feel this way? What experiences might have shaped their view? Understanding perspectives does not mean agreeing. It means recognizing their reality. Emotional awareness is part of empathy. Notice your own feelings during conversation. Notice how your emotions influence your words. Being aware allows you to control reactions. Empathy grows when you balance your emotions with awareness of others. Empathy requires patience. Some people need time to express thoughts. Some people need encouragement. Some people hesitate to speak. Waiting and giving space shows respect. It allows others to feel safe and understood. Empathy improves conflict resolution. Arguments often escalate because people do not feel heard. By acknowledging emotions, concerns, and perspectives, you reduce tension. You create space for constructive dialogue. You focus on solutions rather than blame. Empathy strengthens trust. People trust those who understand them. They feel valued and respected. Trust grows when communication considers emotions, not just facts. Trust builds stronger relationships and smoother collaboration. Empathy also enhances influence. People are more likely to listen when they feel understood. Your words carry more weight when they address feelings as well as logic. Influence is not manipulation. Influence is understanding and guiding. Empathy improves problem solving. When you understand different perspectives, you consider multiple solutions. You anticipate reactions. You avoid misunderstandings. Decisions are more effective when they include empathy. Nonverbal communication expresses empathy. Facial expressions, nodding, gestures, and posture show attentiveness. Smiling or gentle eye contact conveys warmth. Leaning slightly forward demonstrates engagement. Your body supports the message you intend. Empathy requires humility. Accept that others' experiences may differ from yours. Accept that your understanding may be limited. Approach conversations with openness. Listen without judgment. Ask questions to clarify. Humility deepens empathy. Empathy includes responding thoughtfully. Reacting impulsively may dismiss feelings. Respond with care. Acknowledge emotions. Validate experiences. Offer support when appropriate. Thoughtful responses reinforce connection. Empathy allows better collaboration. When teams practice empathy, members understand each other. They respect diverse ideas. They communicate more effectively. They solve problems collaboratively. Teams with empathy perform better. Empathy is not weakness. It does not mean giving in or avoiding disagreement. It is strength. It is awareness. It is the ability to balance understanding with assertiveness. Empathy strengthens credibility. It enhances leadership. Daily practice develops empathy. Pay attention to conversations. Notice emotional cues. Reflect on how others feel. Ask open-ended questions. Seek to understand, not just respond. Over time, empathy becomes a natural habit. Empathy also fosters patience. Understanding feelings reduces frustration. You do not react hastily. You give people space. You guide conversations calmly. Patience and empathy together create meaningful dialogue. Empathy improves personal relationships. Partners, friends, and family members feel valued. Conflicts are less frequent. Communication is clearer. Connection is deeper. Relationships thrive on understanding. Empathy enhances professional interactions. Colleagues, managers, clients, and team members respond positively. Workplace communication becomes collaborative. Meetings are productive. Leadership is effective. Empathy fosters respect and cooperation. Empathy also increases self-awareness. Noticing others' emotions highlights your own reactions. It encourages reflection. It improves your ability to manage feelings. It improves your ability to respond thoughtfully. Empathy requires adaptability. People express emotions differently. Some are verbal, some are quiet, some use gestures, some show facial expressions. Observe carefully. Adjust your communication style to match their comfort. Flexibility enhances connection. Empathy creates influence without force. People follow those who understand them. They cooperate with those who respect their feelings. They are inspired by those who guide with awareness and care. Influence grows when empathy guides words and actions. Empathy is reinforced by honesty. Be genuine. Show real concern. Avoid pretending to care. Authentic empathy builds trust. Insincere empathy destroys credibility. Words and actions must align. Empathy allows effective feedback. When giving feedback, consider the emotional impact. Speak respectfully. Focus on improvement, not blame. Acknowledge effort and feelings. Constructive feedback builds skill and strengthens relationships. Empathy improves learning. Understanding others' perspectives broadens knowledge. Listening and considering opinions expose you to new ideas. Growth happens when empathy is applied. Empathy reduces misunderstandings. Many conflicts arise from misreading intentions or emotions. Observing feelings and validating concerns prevents unnecessary arguments. Empathy creates clarity in communication. Empathy requires courage. Sometimes you must address sensitive topics. You must challenge ideas respectfully. You must speak truth with kindness. Courage guided by empathy creates meaningful impact. Empathy enhances storytelling. Relatable stories evoke emotions. They engage listeners. Stories combined with understanding amplify messages. Your communication becomes memorable. Empathy is a lifelong skill. It grows through attention, reflection, and practice. Every conversation is an opportunity to apply empathy. Every interaction strengthens connection. Every day, you can improve. Through empathy, communication transforms. Words become meaningful. Relationships become strong. Influence becomes positive. Collaboration becomes natural. Conflicts become manageable. Trust deepens. Success becomes achievable. Empathy is not just a skill. It is the heart of effective communication. Listening, understanding, responding, and reflecting with care creates connection. Connection drives personal growth, relationship strength, and professional achievement. Practicing empathy daily, observing emotional cues, responding thoughtfully, and reflecting on interactions develops mastery. Over time, it becomes second nature. Conversations flow. People feel understood. You create lasting bonds. Empathy allows communication to touch hearts, inspire trust, and build cooperation. It transforms ordinary interactions into meaningful engagement. Mastering empathy unlocks the art of effective communication. Chapter 6. Asking the right questions. Asking questions is one of the most important tools in communication. Questions guide conversations. Questions show curiosity. Questions create engagement. Many people underestimate the power of asking questions. They focus on talking rather than listening. They miss opportunities to understand, connect, and influence. Asking the right questions is an art that can be learned and practiced. The first step in asking questions is knowing your purpose. Why are you asking? Are you trying to gather information? Are you trying to understand feelings? Are you trying to guide a decision? Your purpose shapes the type of questions you ask. Questions without purpose may confuse. Questions with purpose open doors. Open-ended questions are especially powerful. These questions encourage detailed responses. They invite sharing of thoughts and emotions. They avoid simple yes or no answers. Examples include, "What do you think about this?" or "How did that make you feel?" Open-ended questions deepen conversations. Listening carefully to answers is essential. Questions are only effective if you hear and understand the response. Pay attention to words, tone, and body language. Notice what is said and what is left unsaid. Understanding the full message allows you to respond meaningfully. Follow-up questions enhance understanding. One question may not be enough. Ask further questions to clarify or explore. "Can you explain more?" or "Why do you feel that way?" shows interest. It demonstrates that you value the speaker's perspective. Questions also build trust. When people see that you are genuinely interested, they open up, they feel respected, they feel heard. Trust grows when questions are asked with sincerity. Timing matters when asking questions. Interrupting or asking at the wrong moment can be counterproductive. Observe the conversation. Ask when the speaker is ready to respond. Well-timed questions create flow and engagement. Empathy enhances questions. Consider the speaker's feelings when asking. Avoid questions that may sound judgmental or critical. Frame questions in a way that encourages openness. Empathetic questions invite honesty. Clarity is crucial. Ask questions in simple, direct language. Avoid complex words or confusing phrasing. Clear questions prevent misunderstandings. People respond better when they know exactly what you mean. Questions can guide problem solving. When discussing challenges, asking questions uncovers causes and solutions. "So what options do we have?" or "What do you think will work best?" Encourages collaboration. Questions shift focus from blame to solutions. Active questioning also encourages reflection. People think more deeply when prompted with thoughtful questions. This creates insight and awareness. Reflection improves understanding and decision-making. Questions can be powerful in leadership. Leaders who ask thoughtful questions inspire participation. They show respect for team members' ideas. They foster creativity and collaboration. Leaders guide without dominating through the power of inquiry. Avoid leading or manipulative questions. Questions should not pressure or force a particular answer. Manipulation damages trust. Genuine curiosity builds connection. Authentic questions create honesty and openness. Observing responses to questions is critical. People may provide verbal and non-verbal cues. Notice hesitation, tone changes, or body language. Adjust your approach accordingly. Observation strengthens comprehension and communication. Questions also enhance learning. Asking others about their knowledge, experience, or opinions expands your understanding. You gain insight from perspectives you may not have considered. Learning grows through inquiry. Sometimes silence after a question is necessary. People may need time to think. Avoid filling silence immediately. Pausing shows respect. Pauses allow thoughtful responses. Silence can be as powerful as words. Questions encourage dialogue, not monologue. Conversations thrive when both sides participate. Asking questions invites exchange. It makes communication interactive and dynamic. Self-awareness improves questioning skills. Notice your tendency to ask too many or too few questions. Balance is key. Avoid overloading the speaker. Avoid staying silent when questions are needed. Thoughtful timing and frequency enhance impact. Questions can reveal motivation and intention. Understanding the why behind actions or thoughts provides insight. This allows meaningful responses and solutions. Motivation guides communication and collaboration. Empathetic questioning strengthens relationships. Questions that acknowledge emotions or concerns show care. How are you feeling about this change? Or what worries you most? Demonstrates attentiveness and support. Questions also support conflict resolution. Understanding different perspectives is essential. Ask questions to clarify positions and uncover needs. What is most important to you here? Or can you explain your perspective? Transforms disagreements into dialogue. Curiosity drives growth. Asking questions encourages exploration. It exposes new ideas. It challenges assumptions. It leads to better decisions. Curiosity nurtures learning and understanding. Questions also improve memory and comprehension. Restating, summarizing, or asking for examples helps retain information. Active engagement through inquiry enhances learning and communication. Confidence matters in asking questions. Hesitant or unclear questions may confuse or intimidate. Speak clearly. Speak steadily. Ask without apology. Confidence encourages honest responses. Asking questions requires humility. Accept that you do not know everything. Admit gaps in knowledge. Genuine inquiry shows openness and willingness to learn. Humility invites participation and collaboration. Follow-up questions should be non-judgmental. Avoid criticism in phrasing. Encourage elaboration. Show interest in understanding fully. Constructive questioning fosters trust and respect. Questions can lead to problem-solving discussions. Encourage brainstorming by asking exploratory questions. What solutions have we considered? Or what else could work? Invites creativity. Collaborative questioning enhances solutions. Daily practice develops skill in questioning. Start small. Ask for opinions, explanations, or reflections. Notice responses. Adjust phrasing for clarity and impact. Gradually, questioning becomes natural and effective. Questions in professional settings enhance engagement. Meetings, projects, or negotiations benefit from thoughtful inquiry. Questions ensure understanding, encourage input, and strengthen teamwork. In personal relationships, questions show care. Asking about feelings, experiences, or opinions builds connection. It signals that the person matters. It deepens intimacy and understanding. Empathetic, clear, purposeful, and patient questioning transforms conversations. Questions guide dialogue. Questions reveal understanding. Questions build trust. Questions create engagement. Effective questioning is an ongoing practice. Observe, ask, listen, reflect, and adjust. Over time, your ability to ask the right questions becomes intuitive. Conversations flow, connections strengthen, communication becomes impactful. Mastering the art of questioning unlocks deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and enhanced influence. Thoughtful questions are the gateway to meaningful communication, collaboration, and growth. Chapter 7. Handling difficult conversations. Difficult conversations are unavoidable. At some point, everyone faces them. They can occur at work, at home, or among friends. People often avoid them. They fear conflict, tension, or hurting someone's feelings. Avoiding them rarely solves problems. Learning to handle difficult conversations calmly and effectively is an essential communication skill. Preparation is key. Before starting, think clearly about the topic. Understand your goals. What do you want to communicate? What outcomes do you hope for? Consider the other person's perspective. Anticipate possible reactions. Preparation reduces anxiety and guides clarity. Timing matters. Choose a suitable time and place. Avoid moments of high stress or distraction. Private and calm settings encourage open discussion. A poorly chosen time may increase tension and reduce understanding. Start with a calm mindset. Approach the conversation with patience and composure. Take deep breaths. Focus on the purpose, not emotion. Avoid starting with anger, blame, or defensiveness. Calm beginnings create constructive dialogue. Use clear and precise language. Avoid vague statements. Express your thoughts directly, but respectfully. Clarity prevents misunderstandings. Miscommunication often escalates difficult conversations. Focus on facts, not assumptions. Speak about observable actions or behaviors rather than interpretations. Avoid jumping to conclusions. Present evidence calmly. Facts provide a foundation for discussion. Assumptions create defensiveness. Active listening is critical. Let the other person speak without interruption. Hear their perspective fully. Notice tone, emotion, and body language. Listening demonstrates respect. It encourages openness and honesty. Empathy guides responses. Recognize feelings without judgment. Acknowledge the other person's emotions. Phrases like, "I understand why you feel that way," show attentiveness. Empathy reduces defensiveness and builds trust. Avoid blame. Difficult conversations often escalate when people feel attacked. Focus on solutions and understanding rather than fault. Use I statements to express experience without accusation. "I feel concerned" when is more effective than "you did." Stay composed under pressure. Emotions may rise. Take pauses if needed. Control tone and body language. Reacting impulsively escalates conflict. Composure encourages productive dialogue. Ask questions to clarify. Encourage explanation. "Can you tell me more about that?" or "How did you see it?" opens discussion. Questions show interest in understanding. They reduce miscommunication. Be willing to compromise. Difficult conversations often involve disagreement. Identify areas for mutual agreement. Flexibility promotes resolution. Cooperation strengthens the relationship. Maintain respect throughout. Avoid sarcasm, insults, or dismissive gestures. Respect encourages reciprocity. Even when disagreeing, polite communication fosters positive outcomes. Monitor body language. Non-verbal signals communicate as much as words. Open posture, calm facial expressions, and eye contact convey attentiveness and sincerity. Avoid aggressive gestures or crossing arms defensively. Silence can be useful. Pausing allows reflection. It gives time for thought and calm responses. Silence does not indicate weakness. It demonstrates control and awareness. Summarize key points. Restate what was discussed to ensure mutual understanding. "So what I hear is" confirms accuracy. Summarizing prevents misunderstandings and demonstrates engagement. Handle criticism with grace. If the other person expresses complaints or concerns, listen attentively. Avoid defensiveness. Accept responsibility when appropriate. Constructive responses improve resolution. Provide constructive feedback carefully. Frame suggestions positively. Focus on behaviors and outcomes, not personal traits. I noticed this approach may work better, is effective. Constructive feedback promotes improvement without conflict. Stay solution-focused. Difficult conversations often revolve around problems. Shift discussion from blame to resolution. Explore options and alternatives collaboratively. Solution orientation encourages cooperation. Acknowledge emotions. People often react strongly when they feel unheard or undervalued. Recognize feelings respectfully. I can see this is frustrating for you. Validates emotion without judgment. Emotional acknowledgement fosters calm and openness. Practice patience. Difficult conversations may take time. One discussion may not resolve everything. Gradual understanding and progress are normal. Patience demonstrates maturity and strengthens relationships. Reflect after conversations. Review what went well and what could improve. Self-assessment strengthens future communication. Reflection fosters growth and skill development. Difficult conversations teach resilience. Each successful interaction builds confidence. Each challenge improves communication skills. Over time, handling tough topics becomes manageable. Keep your goal in mind. Focus on understanding, resolution, or improvement. Avoid getting sidetracked by anger or emotion. Purposeful focus ensures productive outcomes. Avoid assumptions about intentions. People may not intend harm or offense. Seek clarification before reacting. Misjudgment escalates tension unnecessarily. Accurate understanding prevents conflict. Emotional control is essential. Difficult topics may trigger strong feelings. Manage reactions through deep breathing, awareness, and focus. Calm responses encourage rational dialogue and mutual respect. Use storytelling if appropriate. Illustrating a point with an example or scenario can clarify meaning. Stories create relatability. They make messages memorable without confrontation. Maintain follow-up. Some conversations require ongoing discussion. Check progress, clarify remaining concerns, and reinforce agreements. Follow-up strengthens trust and ensures resolution. Recognize successes. When progress is made, acknowledge it. Celebrating small victories reinforces positive communication habits. It encourages cooperation in future interaction. Difficult conversations are opportunities for growth. They challenge patience, empathy, and problem-solving. Handling them well builds confidence, strengthens relationships, and enhances leadership. Effective communication in tough situations requires preparation, clarity, listening, empathy, composure, respect, and focus. Mastery of these elements transforms challenges into opportunities. With practice, difficult conversations become less intimidating. Confidence grows, relationships improve, conflict is reduced. Collaboration increases. By embracing these strategies, anyone can navigate difficult discussions successfully. Conversations become productive rather than stressful. Understanding replaces assumption. Resolution replaces conflict. The ability to handle difficult conversations gracefully is a mark of strong communicators. It demonstrates maturity, emotional intelligence, and skill. It strengthens relationships personally and professionally. Each difficult conversation handled well builds reputation, trust, and influence. Communication becomes more effective. Interactions become constructive. Outcomes become positive. Mastering difficult conversations is a lifelong process. Each step requires attention, patience, and reflection. Over time, skill and confidence grow. Conversations flow. Connections deepen. Success is reinforced. Chapter 8. Communicating with emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence plays a big role in communication. It helps you understand yourself. It helps you understand others. When emotional intelligence is strong, communication becomes clear, calm, and respectful. When it is weak, misunderstandings grow fast. Words hurt more. Conflicts last longer. Emotional intelligence starts with self-awareness. You must notice your own feelings. Are you angry? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Your emotions affect how you speak. If you ignore them, they control you. When you notice them, you can guide them. Many people speak while emotions are high. They say things they later regret. Emotional intelligence teaches you to pause. A short pause can change the whole conversation. It gives your mind time to catch up with your emotions. Understanding emotions does not mean hiding them. It means expressing them in a healthy way. Saying how you feel calmly is powerful. It prevents confusion. It prevents buildup of resentment. Honest expression builds trust. Managing emotions is another part of emotional intelligence. You cannot control everything around you, but you can control your response. Calm responses reduce tension. Calm words create safety. People listen more when they feel safe. Empathy is deeply connected to emotional intelligence. When you sense emotions in others, communication improves. You adjust your tone. You choose words carefully. You respond with care instead of reaction. Recognizing emotions in others requires attention. Watch facial expressions. Listen to tone. Notice body language. Sometimes emotions are stronger than words. Emotional intelligence helps you read these signals. Validating emotions is important. People want to feel understood. You do not need to agree with them. You only need to acknowledge how they feel. Simple recognition can reduce anger and defensiveness. Emotional intelligence helps during disagreement. Instead of attacking, you focus on understanding. Instead of proving a point, you aim for clarity. This approach keeps conversations productive. Stress can damage communication. When stress rises, emotions take control. Emotional intelligence helps you slow down. Breathing deeply helps. Speaking slowly helps. Staying present helps. Emotional intelligence also helps in leadership. Leaders face pressure daily. Calm leaders communicate clearly. They guide without fear. They listen without judgment. Teams trust leaders who manage emotions well. In daily conversations, emotional intelligence prevents small problems from becoming big ones. A kind tone avoids misunderstanding. A calm response prevents arguments. Awareness creates balance. Emotional intelligence supports honesty. When you understand emotions, you speak truth with care. You avoid harsh words. You choose clarity over aggression. Children learn emotional intelligence from adults. When you communicate calmly, others learn from you. Your behavior sets a standard. Communication becomes healthier around you. Emotional intelligence helps you accept feedback. Feedback can trigger defensiveness. Emotional awareness allows you to listen instead of react. Growth becomes possible. It also helps you give feedback. You consider how words may affect the listener. You speak respectfully. You focus on improvement, not blame. Misunderstandings often come from emotional blind spots. Emotional intelligence shines light on these areas. It allows correction before damage is done. Emotional intelligence improves listening. You hear not only words but feelings. This deep listening strengthens connection. People feel valued. Strong emotional intelligence helps in difficult moments. Loss, stress, conflict, pressure. Calm communication supports healing and resolution. You can improve emotional intelligence with practice. Start by naming your emotions. Pause before speaking. Reflect after conversations. Learn from mistakes. Emotional intelligence grows slowly. Each conversation is practice. Each interaction is a lesson. People feel safe around emotionally intelligent communicators. Safety creates openness. Openness creates trust. Trust strengthens relationships. In professional life, emotional intelligence improves teamwork. It reduces conflict. It increases cooperation. It supports leadership. In personal life, it deepens bonds. It reduces misunderstandings. It builds respect. Emotional intelligence allows balance. You stay firm without being harsh. You stay kind without being weak. Communication becomes smoother. Words carry meaning. Silence feels comfortable. Emotional intelligence helps you choose when to speak and when to stay quiet. Both are important. When emotions are respected, conversations feel human. Real connection forms. Strong communication is not about perfect words. It is about emotional awareness. People remember how you made them feel. Emotional intelligence shapes that feeling. Practicing emotional intelligence daily changes how others respond to you. Conversations become easier. Conflicts soften. Growth happens when emotions and words work together. By strengthening emotional intelligence, communication becomes a tool for understanding, healing, leadership, and success. Chapter 9. The power of clear and simple words. Clear words make communication strong. Simple words make communication easy. Many people think good communication means using big words. That idea is wrong. Real communication means being understood. If people cannot understand you, your message is lost. Clear communication starts with clear thinking. When your thoughts are messy, your words become confusing. Take a moment to organize your ideas. Know what you want to say. Say it simply. Simple words do not mean weak ideas. Simple words show confidence. They show that you understand your message deeply. When you know something well, you can explain it easily. People listen more when they understand. Confusing language pushes people away. Clear language pulls people closer. It builds trust. It builds connection. Avoid unnecessary words. Extra words hide the message. They slow down understanding. Say only what matters. Let your words breathe. Short sentences help the listener. They are easier to follow. They are easier to remember. Long sentences often lose attention. Clear communication respects the listener. It shows you care about their time and attention. It shows you want to be understood. Tone matters as much as words. Even simple words can sound harsh if tone is wrong. Calm tone makes words feel safe. Friendly tone makes words feel open. Clarity reduces conflict. Many arguments start from confusion. When people misunderstand words, emotions rise. Clear language prevents this. Clear words help in leadership. Leaders must guide people. Guidance fails if words confuse. Clear leaders create confidence. People follow clarity. In daily life, simple words strengthen relationships. Friends understand you better. Family feels closer. Communication becomes smooth. Clear communication helps in stressful moments. Stress already makes thinking hard. Simple words reduce pressure. They bring calm. Avoid jargon when possible. Special words may confuse others. Use language your listener understands. Communication should meet people where they are. Repetition can help clarity. Saying an idea in another way helps understanding. It reinforces meaning. Silence also supports clarity. Pausing between thoughts allows processing. Silence gives words power. Clear words improve confidence. When you speak simply, you feel more sure. Your message flows naturally. People trust communicators who are clear. Trust grows when messages make sense. Clear communication saves time. Fewer explanations are needed. Fewer mistakes happen. Clarity helps learning. Students learn better when ideas are simple. Teachers succeed when words are clear. Clear words also help persuasion. People accept ideas they understand. Confusion creates resistance. Listening supports clarity. When you listen well, you respond clearly. Understanding guides words. Ask yourself one question before speaking. Will this be easy to understand? If not, simplify it. Practice clarity daily. Explain ideas to different people. Notice what works. Adjust your words. Clear communication is a skill. It improves with awareness. It improves with effort. Using simple words does not reduce intelligence. It increases impact. Clear words show respect. They value understanding over ego. Communication becomes powerful when words are honest and simple. By choosing clarity, you create connection. By choosing simplicity, you create understanding. When words are clear, messages last. When messages last, influence grows. Clear communication changes how people respond to you. They listen, they trust, they follow. Mastering clear and simple words makes every conversation better. Chapter 10. Speaking with Purpose and Impact. Every time you speak, your words go somewhere. They enter someone's mind. They stay there for a moment, sometimes longer, sometimes forever. That is why purpose matters. Speaking without purpose is like walking without direction. You move, but you do not know where you are going. Many people talk a lot. They fill silence. They explain too much. They jump from one idea to another. At the end, the listener feels tired. The message feels lost. Purpose changes that. Purpose gives shape to your words. When you speak with purpose, you know why you are speaking. You know what you want the other person to feel, think, or do. This does not mean controlling people. It means being clear with yourself. Clarity inside creates clarity outside. Purpose begins before words. It begins in your mind. Ask yourself a simple question. Why am I saying this? Is it to help? Is it to inform? Is it to connect? Is it to guide? When you know the reason, your words become focused. People feel purpose even if they cannot explain it. They feel when someone speaks with direction. The voice sounds steady. The message feels clean. The conversation feels meaningful. Speaking with purpose does not require long speeches. Short words can carry strong meaning. A single sentence, said at the right time, can change someone's thinking. Impact comes from alignment. Your words, tone, and intention must match. If you say something kind with an angry tone, the impact is negative. If you say something serious with a careless tone, the impact is weak. Alignment creates strength. Many people confuse loudness with impact. They think speaking louder makes them stronger. True impact comes from calm confidence. Calm words reach deeper. They feel safe. They feel real. Purposeful speakers do not rush. They allow silence. They let words land. Silence gives weight to speech. Silence tells the listener that what was said matters. Impact also comes from honesty. When words are honest, people trust them. They may not always agree, but they listen. Honesty creates credibility. Speaking with purpose means choosing words carefully. Not fancy words, not complex words, just the right words. Words that fit the moment. Words that respect the listener. Purposeful communication reduces regret. When you speak with intention, you say fewer things you wish you could take back. You feel more control. You feel more peace after conversation. Impact grows when you understand your listener. Who are they? What do they care about? What do they fear? What do they hope for? Purpose adapts to people. One message does not fit everyone. Purposeful speakers adjust. They explain more when needed. They stop when clarity is reached. They sense confusion. They sense interest. They respond, not repeat. Emotion plays a role. Words without emotion feel empty. Emotion without purpose feels chaotic. Balance creates impact. When emotion supports purpose, messages become powerful. Stories are useful when used with purpose. A story should not entertain only, it should support the message. It should guide understanding. Purpose decides which story to tell and which to leave out. Purposeful communication is respectful. It does not waste time. It does not seek attention. It seeks understanding. That respect builds strong relationship. In leadership, purpose is everything. Teams need direction. Confusing messages create confusion in action. Clear purpose creates focus. Focus creates results. In personal relationships, purpose prevents harm. Speaking only to release emotion can hurt others. Speaking with purpose protects connection. Purpose also means knowing when not to speak. Silence can be purposeful. Walking away from an argument can be purposeful. Waiting before responding can be purposeful. Impact is not measured by reaction alone. Sometimes impact shows later. A sentence remembered days later. Advice followed months later. Purposeful words stay longer. Fear often blocks purpose. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood. Purpose helps you push through fear. When the reason is clear, courage grows. Purposeful speakers accept responsibility for their words. They do not blame others for misunderstanding. They clarify. They adjust. They learn. Practice strengthens purpose. Before small conversations, pause. Think. Speak. Afterward, reflect. Did my words serve the purpose? Reflection sharpens skill. Purpose does not mean manipulation. It means clarity with care. It means direction without force. True impact respects choice. When people feel respected, they listen. When they listen, impact increases. Purposeful communication builds reputation. People begin to see you as thoughtful, as clear, as trustworthy. That reputation opens doors. Purpose also simplifies communication. You say less, you mean more. Noise disappears, meaning remains. Over time, speaking with purpose becomes natural. You stop filling silence. You stop over-explaining. You speak when it matters. Impact grows quietly. Not through volume, through consistency, through clarity, through care. Words shape reality. They shape relationships. They shape self-image. Purpose guides that power. When you speak with purpose, conversations feel lighter. Even serious topics feel manageable. You feel grounded. Purpose connects thinking and speaking. There is less gap between what you feel and what you say. That alignment feels honest. People remember purposeful speakers, not because they talk a lot, but because when they speak, it matters. Learning to speak with purpose is a journey. It improves with awareness, with mistakes, with reflection. Each conversation is practice. Each sentence is a chance to improve. Purpose turns communication into influence, influence into trust, trust into success. Chapter 11. Communicating under pressure. Pressure changes how people speak. Even calm people struggle when pressure rises. Words rush out, tone changes, meaning gets lost. Communication under pressure is one of the hardest skills to master. But it is also one of the most powerful. Pressure comes in many forms: deadlines, conflict, fear of judgment, high expectations, public speaking, important decisions. When pressure appears, the mind speeds up. The body reacts. Communication suffers if you are not prepared. The first thing pressure attacks is clarity. Thoughts become crowded. You want to say many things at once. Sentences become messy. The listener becomes confused. Awareness is the first defense. When you notice pressure, you can slow down. Breathing helps more than people realize. When pressure rises, breathing becomes shallow. This sends danger signals to the brain. Slow breathing tells the brain that you are safe. Safety brings clarity back. Speaking slowly is powerful under pressure. Silence between sentences is not weakness. It is control. Slow speech allows your mind to stay connected to your words. It helps the listener stay calm too. Pressure often brings fear of mistakes. This fear makes people over-explain. They repeat themselves. They add unnecessary details. This increases confusion. Under pressure, say less. Choose words carefully. Emotional control matters deeply. Pressure can bring anger, fear, or frustration. If emotion leads, words lose balance. Emotional awareness allows you to respond instead of react. Listening becomes harder under pressure. You want to defend, you want to reply fast. But listening is even more important in these moments. Listening gives you information. Information reduces fear. Pressure conversations often involve conflict, disagreements, criticism. High stakes. Calm tone reduces escalation. Even firm messages can sound respectful when tone stays steady. Under pressure, people often take things personally. Emotional intelligence protects you here. Not every word is an attack. Not every comment is judgment. Understanding this keeps communication stable. Preparation reduces pressure. When you know your message, pressure loses power. Preparation does not mean memorizing words. It means knowing your purpose. When pressure hits unexpectedly, grounding helps. Feel your feet. Sit straight. Breathe. These small actions bring control back to the body. The mind follows. Clarity matters most under pressure. One clear idea is better than 5 rushed ones. Speak one thought at a time. Let it land. Pressure can make people aggressive or silent. Both harm communication. Balanced response is the goal. Firm but calm. Honest but respectful. In professional settings, pressure tests leadership. Leaders who stay calm create safety. Safety allows teams to perform. Panic spreads fast. Calm spreads fast. Under pressure, body language speaks loudly. Tense posture, tight face, fast movements. These signals affect others. Relaxing the body relaxes the conversation. Pauses are powerful tools. When you pause, you regain control. You show confidence. You reduce emotional spikes. Pressure communication improves with practice. Simulate difficult conversations mentally. Think about how you want to sound. Preparation builds muscle memory. Pressure often reveals habits. Some people interrupt, some speak too fast, some shut down. Awareness allows correction. You do not need perfect words under pressure. You need honest ones. Simple truth carries strength. Mistakes may still happen. Accept them. Correct calmly. Move forward. Recovery matters more than perfection. Under pressure, empathy becomes even more important. Others may also feel stress. Recognizing this changes your response. Pressure conversations often end with regret when emotions lead. Slowing down reduces regret. Confidence under pressure comes from self-trust. Trust that you can handle discomfort. Trust that silence is okay. Trust that clarity will return. Pressure reveals character. Calm communicators earn respect. They are remembered. Communication under pressure is a skill built over time. Each experience teaches something. Reflection strengthens learning. Ask yourself afterward, what worked? What didn't? Improvement comes from awareness. Pressure does not disappear from life, but your response to it can change. When you learn to communicate well under pressure, every area of life improves. Work becomes smoother. Relationships become stronger. Decisions become clearer. Calm words create calm outcomes. Strong communication under pressure turns challenges into opportunities. Chapter 12. Living the art of effective communication. Communication is not something you switch on only when needed. It is something you live every day. It shows in how you speak. It shows in how you listen. It shows in how you treat people when no one is watching. By now you understand that communication is not just about words. It is about presence. It is about intention. It is about respect. Many people think good communication is about sounding smart. That is not true. Real communication is about being understood. It is about creating connection. It is about making people feel seen and heard. When people feel safe with you, they open up. When they open up, trust grows. Trust is the base of every strong relationship. Without trust, words feel empty. With trust, even silence feels meaningful. Communication builds trust slowly, one honest conversation at a time. One respectful response at a time. You do not need perfect grammar to communicate well. You do not need fancy words. You need clarity. You need honesty. You need kindness. Simple words spoken with care carry more power than complex words spoken without heart. Listening remains the most powerful part of communication. When you listen fully, people feel valued. Most people want to be heard more than they want advice. When you give someone your attention, you give them respect. Good communicators do not rush conversations. They allow space, space for thinking, space for feeling, space for understanding. Silence is not awkward when it is calm. Silence allows meaning to settle. Every conversation leaves an impact, sometimes small, sometimes big. The way you speak to a child shapes their confidence. The way you speak to a partner shapes your bond. The way you speak at work shapes your future. Words can heal. Words can harm. The same sentence spoken differently can change everything. Tone matters. Timing matters. Intention matters. Communication also starts inside you. How you speak to yourself affects how you speak to others. If your inner voice is harsh, your outer voice follows. When you practice self-respect, respect flows naturally into your conversations. Mistakes will happen. You will say the wrong thing sometimes. Everyone does. What matters is how you respond afterward. A calm apology can repair damage. Humility strengthens communication. Growth in communication is ongoing. You never fully finish learning it. Every person you meet teaches you something new. Every difficult conversation strengthens your skill, if you reflect on it. Confidence in communication does not mean dominance. It means calm clarity. It means speaking your truth without fear and without harm. It means standing firm while staying respectful. When emotions rise, your communication skills are tested. Staying grounded in those moments shows maturity, it shows control, it shows strength. Empathy remains your greatest tool. When you try to understand before being understood, conversations shift, conflict softens, walls lower. Your body language speaks before your words. A relaxed posture invites openness. Eye contact builds trust. Gentle movements show confidence. Communication is not about winning arguments. It is about building understanding. Winning an argument can still lose a relationship. Understanding strengthens both sides. Every relationship improves when communication improves. Friendships deepen. Families feel closer. Work becomes smoother. Opportunities grow. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. Speak in ways that leave people feeling respected. Clarity reduces stress. When communication is clear, misunderstandings fade. When misunderstandings fade, peace grows. You now understand that communication is a daily practice, a choice you make in every interaction. Choose patience over reaction. Choose listening over interrupting. Choose clarity over noise. Your words shape your world. Speak carefully, speak honestly, speak kindly. As you move forward, remember that effective communication is not about being perfect. It is about being present. It is about being real. It is about caring enough to connect. The art of effective communication is not mastered overnight. It is lived slowly, day by day, conversation by conversation. When you live this art, success follows naturally. Relationships grow stronger, trust deepens, opportunities open. Your voice matters. Use it wisely.